Chitangi Karasuri, Tarindaga, Pahuatel, the Turtle Marina, the Kakidabo, Chitangi Hine Kordan Takasuri, Hinechi Dea to Konato, Tiltitsima, Kati Duchina, Chishu, then the Chichuna, Tintil Tapena, Gomresi Chebico, the Tower, Tagum Chesum, and the Dulis and the Chisuna, Kanchandu. Inte de blir tidskarsover att hinna det huge den distavi den distavi.
다 최생인데 지전에 갈리가 그래대. 지전에 레카고 시다래. 저기다와들랑 셈나 두고 인자.
On the one hand, what we call Dharma is very difficult. But on the other hand, it's very easy. Because it really just depends on our own minds.
Then semde da rangal semde rangal tsene. Then rangal semde bet namto langsho ki jile mata anse de namto de kitu batam je de so tsene da dan rangal semde rambo so kora le pap.
So you should search for your mind and look after it. Don't let your mind get carried along by rising thoughts. Cut the elaborations and conceptualizations of mind and allow your mind to relax into its natural state. Let your mind simply be in your body and allow relaxation to enter into your mind.
Tene kali jane lega se kala sar sona lamsa ti lo dene tene be de para be ne be cheba ne so ta bu se jene kona ranji ge kona sempa lobol ne jene tene kaya namdo maten ko dem me ba se ke kora ti nga de na to ne ya yo.
What does this state of relaxation feel like? It's like the experience of a person who has just finished some exhausting work. After laboring long and hard to accomplish their task, once it is finally over, they experience a blissful satisfaction and are content simply to rest. Quite naturally, their mind will arrive at a state of calm, and they will remain relaxed for a while without being caught up in their usual pattern of wild and unimaginable thoughts.
Namto sumanda bunde nandene tene te ranga sem de ranga sone da ramba so le ne sana le mangu ngane mama sem ge de zen de minga samwa kaya matan tene sem koran la le ne sada tene jadi tane tene sem de ji yogi ji landra maten ko den da maje ko ji tane member ji ge sem koran ge 동상에 당상에 와지게 되니 lebociores de lebodion de leto teranja 대상 그런 거 당차들 레벨에 되는데 상고랑 당차를 돌아가는.
So, following this example, you should try to guard and protect your mind even in the midst of all kinds of turbulent thoughts. Leave your mind in its own natural state and relax. Keep your body still and your speech silent. Don't think about whether or not you should do this or that. Just settle your mind into a state of relaxation and calm, in which there is no chasing after objects and no wild and crazy thoughts. Instead, you should find yourself in a state that is vividly open and empty, brilliantly clear and deeply relaxed. This state of ease is an indication that mind has arrived at its inherent clarity, and it will simply settle itself in that clarity. But it won't remain like that for long. Something happens. a thought rises. When that rising takes place, let your awareness recognize it just as it occurs. Don't think something's gone wrong, but recognize the rising as soon as it arises.
Koranga tola tele shota ya rani koranga tola no shota ya koranga ngani pa shine sem kora namdo gon suma ramba pusuka jadi randro ndore shinto.
And just leave it at that, with the recognition. If mind is just left in its own natural state, it becomes pacified, and all of the rising thoughts naturally subside. As you leave them, they liberate themselves.
Penna jamso lab yo ade kara sha shota de lab koran jamso timra ma to jentro yo ma tinaji semge nebi chanin joan kanta buji shana dan ramba shoda on ramba kora tondo re rajo kora shinto re dangdo re tindachi gore.
It's like waves in the ocean. They're left to dissolve back into the ocean, and this is really the only place for them to go. It's the same with our minds. When from out of a state of stillness a movement occurs, by simply leaving it to follow its own natural course, it will be liberated by itself. It'll be naturally pacified and become clear by itself.
Ti mato taya namdo di sharon ti maso samne ti jela ka tendi se namdo ji be njurtin rabodi chana tani yang ji train tele mangse train tendi se ne ya ti pa truba yula pa truba pa chenro do yo ti indi tani tendi ma je.
That's how you should practice this. But if instead you think, oh, now this thought has arisen, that can't be right, and you try to stop the thought, then that itself is just more thinking. Practicing like that, you only risk furthering your own confusion as the mind follows after objects. So don't practice in that way. Resting in the recognition without following after thoughts is known as peacefully remaining, because it defuses or pacifies the power of thoughts and enables you to remain in the blissful nature of your own mind. This is what we call the practice of shamatha in Sanskrit, or hine in Tibetan. When you become somewhat familiar with this practice, you may experience a state of physical and mental bliss or ecstasy. Or, if you're meditating at night, you might experience a state of clarity, as if daylight had dawned. Different experiences such as these can occur, and they are signs that you are cultivating the peace and calm of shamatha. There's no fault in seeing these as positive, but it'd be a mistake to become attached to them. If you just allow them to occur without feeling any attachment towards them, they can only assist you in your practice, and no harm will come of them. So whatever experiences of bliss or clarity occur, there's no need to grasp at them with attachment, and no need to suppress them either. Simply allow them to dissolve naturally.
다야 뭐또 왜냐면서는 나 tom에 와지게 되는 대야 자는 매 와지게야. 지니에 그거 멤버지라지 톰톰지용 줘래. 다 들라 뭐또 왜냐면서는 또 어서지 신내대 배드마 남도 시작을 말했대. 남도 다 당차다 가야 매버지게 그러나 되네 배 군식은가 되네 마 틈도요. 돼 틈도 다 뒤에 상거래. 상당 간지지는 배 르상 농로사 되네 시바드 배드 반응래야 되네. 도서지 루지발 동대한잖아. 되네 도서는 거.
You could also have what is known as an experience of absence of thought. This is a dark, dull, and drowsy state in which there is no awareness whatsoever. You're not quite asleep, but you're in a blank dullness. This experience of absence of thought does involve some calm abiding, but there are no rising thoughts and none of mind's inherent clarity. This is because you have drifted into the alaya, the all-ground, and you will need to alert yourself and awaken from it. In order to clear it away, straighten your body, exhale the foul air, and focus your awareness in the space in front of you.
Imagine Tom Digana Desana Denia Gom La Portana Tangumare Gom Gajanity. The Indian Dendege Madovinyam Jona de Yanni and Sang. Tene Begora Ripalangarta education.
Otherwise, if you remain in such dullness, your meditation will be ineffective and will never evolve at all. This experience of absence of thought is a fault in meditation, and it must be cleared away whenever it occurs. Then it is also very important to sharpen your awareness. Practicing like this is the way to develop calm abiding. When the mind is resting naturally and at ease in its own unaltered state, that is referred to as the stillness of meditation. If a thought arises out of this state of stillness, that is called movement. And that which knows when mind is in a state of stillness and recognizes any movement is your awareness or rigpa. These are known collectively as nejuriksum, the three states of stillness, movement, and awareness. As a beginner, unless you do this practice formally in proper meditation sessions, you won't be able to remain at peace. But once you become more familiar with it, you will be able to remain undistracted even while you are walking about. And when you are sitting, you will sit without being distracted from awareness. You should apply the practice to whatever you do, and then it will gradually develop and improve. Was that okay? So, Shall we practice a little meditation together?
Banden lama Rinpoche dagi juru bemine kadrin jembe gane jiso kusung tu jingu du dano.
When we rest for a while in the natural state like this, it's called meditative equipoise. This is what we refer to as a formal session of meditation. Then, when we rise from that state and we resume all our normal everyday activities, such as walking about, sitting, reciting prayers or mantras, and so on, all activities such as these fall into the period of post-meditation. So post-meditation refers to the period after you have risen from a state of formal meditative equipoise. If you're able to maintain an awareness of the present moment without losing it throughout the post-meditation period, you will quickly gain stability in your formal meditation. So you should try to guard this awareness and never lose it.